course you input it, but then it's kind of making those decisions for you, saying, hey, no, this is the priority, this is what you actually have to do, this is what you actually have to do, this is what you missed, this is where you, because with so many things going on in our brain, it can be hard to truly remember every single thing. That's why we start the lists. But this one kind of reminds you in those specific forms. I have the long one of like where it's the same in the same list. I have like repaint the kitchen and take out the trash on Tuesday, and like daily tasks versus bigger long-term things, just things I need to do. But here it helps you simplify it so it's not an overwhelming list that you look at and you're like,
with one long list. Yeah, I started with one long list, and I love checking stuff off. I love the ease of it. There's something to be said about it. For me, breaking it out into the different boards on Monday.com, it was cool because I could invite my husband to boards. And so like I invited him for sure to the card boards, and I was like, every 6 months get me service and wash 3 times,
Yeah.
And like, so I was like, this is something you handle. I'm just recurring task assigning it to you, and like your phone will just tell you what to do, and I'm not going to nag anyone about anything.
It's on there. Yeah.
There's that. And then I have a virtual assistant as well, and I gave her access to some of the boards also, so she can help me with things. So if she sees something on the list and she's like, hey, this looks like something I'd be super open to doing, she could just grab something off any of the lists that she's assigned to also.
I have a question about the virtual assistant. So it would be something like sending an email or making a purchase, something that they could do virtually?
Yeah, so I have my virtual assistant happens to be local. She's a friend of mine. And so I luck out that like she'll occasionally, like we were out of baby formula, and this was during the formula recall, and it was a nightmare. And she like pulled up to the house with like hundreds of dollars worth of formula, and it was fantastic.
Wow.
Because we were super stuck. So yes, she is local and she can help me, but most of the stuff, is like I'm driving the kids to school and they have to wear these blue uniform pants, and I am like, oh my gosh, it's freezing. It's Florida. This never happens. So I'm like, can you find navy blue long pants for these kids? These are their sizes. And she can go Amazon, she has access to everything and can just go on and buy the kids something. So it just takes me, I'm literally like voice text into like, can you please do this? She'll make reservations, which by the way, along the lines of making reservations with Jennifer Lopez, it also helps if you're like, this is Jennifer Lopez's
assistance. I love it.
Helps too.
I love it.
I will tell you, I feel like it sounds really bougie to say, have an assistant, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of women don't know what's available and out there in terms of getting help from people, not just these tech resources, but getting people to come watch your kids, getting mothers helpers, getting virtual assistants. I feel like for some reason women have this like I can do it all kind of thing, and they stretch themselves so thin. And I think many women don't realize the ways in which you can get help. You don't have to hire just a part-time person who's working whatever it is 35 hours a week and in a set schedule. You can find, we had a neighbor's daughter who came and was a mother's helper to me. I needed like a pantry reorganized, and she ran down the street, reorganized my pantry, and I was like, oh my gosh, here's $20. It's amazing.
Awesome.
So, people just don't know what's available. And so I really tell moms who are feeling overwhelmed that like, where there's a will, there's a way. And like, if you can sit down and figure out like what you need and back it out, there is a chance that there is a way that financially you can make it make sense for you. Something like laundry being $60 for every 2 weeks, for the amount of time that gives you back, you can go make $60. Like you can figure it out, right? So I'm huge into that. So yeah, virtual assistant was also something new for me, but has been really helpful with the task management system. And then one thing we've been working on in our house, kind of goes along the same lines of a task management system, is paper clutter. So like I'm big on like all of the clutter. There's so much clutter everywhere all the time with kids, and I just like my husband especially, he gets a ton of anxiety like if he walks into a room and there's like toys everywhere. I mean, like he's out, like he's like and I'm like this is what happens. For me, that's like receipts and just paper stuff. It drives me crazy, but it happens, and so one thing that we're working on doing is getting everything digital. So now receipts, if it's important, I take a picture, I upload it to Google Drive, it's gone, I can throw it out, we're done. Half the things I know I'm never going to need, but it happens all the time. I go to doctor's office, they give me a statement of the bill of something I need to follow up, picture, put in, Caroline's folder, Cameron's folder. And so Getting rid of paper clutter has been really awesome too. Now, sometimes what I'll do instead of dealing with it immediately, I just grab all the paper from like around the house as I see it and I stick it in a folder. And
Mm.
then one day a week, which I do more like once every 2 weeks, I go through the folder. So I'm like, oh, look, kids' artwork. How cute. Oh, look, a receipt, garbage, you know? And so I go through all the things like that. Um, but that has been really helpful just in terms of like, people don't realize how much stuff there is around
Oh
the
my
house.
God,
So,
there's just so much stuff.
um, yes, the papers are everywhere. And I get these, I'm like, how old is this? How long is this? Has this been sitting here for months just collecting dust?
I don't know
Um,
why we're still sending out flyers. I don't know why everyone's constantly wanting to give me. It almost like annoys me more when I
I'm in
receive
digital advertising
something.
too, so like being in digital too, I'm like especially like, yes, that's what I'm saying.
But it's so much smarter because if you want to reach somebody, this is going to sound weird, but like their phones is in their pocket. Go for their pocket. They're going to look at it. It's in our phones. It's
Yes.
right there. Send me anything on my phone. I'm likely to look at it even if I don't want to. I'm like, because I'm scrolling through, I'll click it. Okay, maybe I'll throw it away. But
Yeah.
when it's there, I'm almost pissed off that you've wasted my time with this
Yeah.
thing and now it's
Oh,
here and now it's
yeah.
there and I keep finding the same car. I don't even want a car. Now I'm mad at this car dealership. They keep sending me these flyers of this dang car and I'm like, and we were looking for a new car and I'm like, forget the new, no one's getting a car ever from here because they've sent me 5 things and it bothered me with it. Like, you have
Yes.
ruined my day because I keep finding the same flyer. Ah.
Yes. I will say, our recycle bin is like always full, stuff like that. I'm happy on days where like it doesn't even come into the house, like where we just toss it
Oh yeah.
before it even gets into the house. But when it does, like I said, I have a system to go through things. Google Drive is where it's at. Google Photos, didn't know that was a thing. Recently found that out. Someone tried it. The iCloud thing is like crazy confusing to me. I never get it. I always need more storage.
Yeah.
And so Google Photos, I'm like, well, this is amazing. And they have connectors that'll connect into your Facebook and save all your Facebook photos in Google Photos. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
no idea. So, yeah, that's really helped. And just, in terms of keeping organized and stuff, I mean, I could go on for days about all of the tech tips, but I will say my last is getting everyone to sleep
Mm.
because that is my favorite time of the day.
Mm.
When everyone is peaceful and calm in their bed and I can go rub everyone's head and rub their back. And sleep has not come easy to all of my kids. Some are great sleepers. Some it's been a little bit harder. So in terms of getting kids to sleep, I love, there's the Moshi app. You might have heard about it or seen advertisements for it. It is an app that has all types of kids meditations and kids bedtime stories and things that are very like we used to do affirmations before bed, so a lot of things that kind of play into those things. And I put it on my son's iPad, and I put it under the bed, not like under his mattress, like under the bed,
Yeah.
so that he can't see it because the colors and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, don't look at this, just listen to it. But he listens to these stories, and they have themes. So he listened last night to like an Easter egg hunt story. It was super cute, and
Mm.
like it's nice to have. And there's a lot of music. Like to me, I'm like, would telling a story really put someone to sleep? Like I don't know. I'm type A. Like I said, I'd be up. I'm like,
I
what's
feel like I
this?
gotta listen. I can't
Yeah,
look away.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm there with you.
focus. I can't. Yeah, like it's like closing a book in the middle of a chapter. My book has super short chapters. Like you'll feel accomplished like every 5 minutes. You're like, huzzah.
I like
So
that.
yeah, I like super short. It's made for moms, but yeah. So kind of the same thing is like, but when I listen to these stories, I'm like, oh, I see. They're like it's got background music and things that really like lull you to sleep. In terms of getting myself to sleep and getting my mind right, because I really think that being thankful and grateful and showing gratitude for our day, as well as waking up and really feeling a sense of purpose and, really telling yourself how your day is going to go is so important that at night, one thing I've been doing is there's an app called Mama Zen, and they have all these different meditations, just kind of depending on what you're going through. So and some of them is like get rid of my mom guilt, some of them is like I've
Mm.
had a tough day with my patients, and it really just kind of like gets you to sleep but gets you back on track of like these days happen. You're not the first mom to experience this, and it's all built for moms. There's sections. There's pregnancy. That's when I started using it. Was during one of my pregnancies, maybe my second. But there's pregnancy sections. There's postpartum sections. There's ones that are
Mm.
just about feeling uncomfortable in your new body that gave life, and how to handle that, how to deal with that. And so Mama Zen has been great in terms of helping me reset at night. And then another app that I also use, not related to being a mom at all, but I've used for years, is called Sleep Genius, and that is another one with like the crazy white noise music that
Oh, okay.
out. Um,
Do you
it's
fall asleep to that one?
Yes, Sleep
Okay.
Genius I do. And Sleep Genius I fall asleep to at naps, which I am like I don't know many moms that can actually nap, nap
Yeah.
when the baby's napping. I am not a napper by any means, but this Sleep Genius is the one where I have to tell myself I'm taking a nap, you're using this time. And they have a specific one for naps. It only goes 27 minutes and it has something that I've never clicked that'll be like, why 27 minutes? Like it's an optimized nap time that's like perfect for adults or something.
Big fan of that nap time. You're not too
Yeah.
tired or groggy, but you did get that little, like, almost gives you like a boost of energy like a coffee does. You're like, I'm awake and alert. Here I am. But
Yes,
for me
and
to
that
fall
sleep
asleep,
does just that for me. It's so hard for me to give myself permission to nap, but once I do, sleep's in, 27-minute nap, ready to go. So,
yeah.
huge, and naps are so great for resetting your day. I don't want to know why it's only 27 minutes because I don't want to like tell my kids like 27 minutes is a great nap time. Like,
Yeah.
we'll go for those couple hour naps. That's fine. So, yeah, so that's a lot of the tips that I had to share today. I wanted to make it super actionable for you guys and share
Yeah.
everything. Maybe I will give you some links to all of these if you want to share them, Lily, with any of your listeners.
I would love to. I'd love to include any and all of those in the description so when people are interested, they can just go and get all of them. I love that the main theme almost is giving yourself permission to almost be yourself, so it's giving yourself permission to not feel guilty, to not feel overwhelmed, to know that it's okay to be tired, but